We all like to think we're in the driver's seat of our own lives, making our own calls. But what if I told you that every single day there are these invisible strings being pulled? Today, we're going to expose those hidden psychological tactics that people use to influence you, a lot of times without you even noticing. And that's a really important question to ask yourself, right? Because whether it's what you buy, who you end up trusting, or even what you believe, your choices are constantly being shaped by these subtle forces all around us. I mean, they're everywhere. From the ads that pop up on your phone to your most personal relationships, these little levers are working in the background, just kind of nudging your behavior in a certain direction. But here's the good news. Once you see the trick, it loses its power. So today we're going to pull back the curtain on 7 of the most common tactics, and more importantly, we're going to arm you with the tools you need to not just spot them, but to build a solid defense against them. Okay, first up is a classic you'll see all the time in sales and negotiations. It's called anchoring. See, our brains have this funny little quirk. We tend to latch on to the very first piece of information we get, that first number, that first suggestion. It becomes an anchor that affects every other judgment we make after that. Okay, so picture this. You're buying a car. The salesperson immediately walks you over to the top-of-the-line model with all the bells and whistles. That super high price, that's the anchor. All of a sudden, the mid-range model, which is still probably over your budget, looks like a fantastic deal by comparison. See how that works?
So how do you fight back? It's actually pretty simple. You have to set your own anchor before they can. Before you walk into any negotiation, have a clear, firm number in your head. That's your budget. That's your limit. And you make that your only point of reference.
All right, next up, we're diving into the world of relationships with something called love bombing. And look, this is not that exciting honeymoon phase of a new relationship. This is something else entirely. It's a calculated, overwhelming flood of attention and affection that's really designed to get your defenses down so they can gain control. A huge part of this is a tactic called future faking. They'll paint this incredible, perfect picture of your life together. The marriage, the house, the kids, the whole 9 yards. They get you hooked on the potential of it all, so you're too distracted to see the red flags that are waving right in front of your face.
The shield against this. It's simple, but man, is it powerful. Just slow down. If a relationship feels like it's going at 100 miles an hour, be skeptical. A real, healthy connection is built over time, It's a marathon, not a sprint. All right, let's look at 2 tactics that are kind of 2 sides of the same coin. They both pressure you to comply. On one side, you have the foot in the door technique. This one's all about internal pressure. Someone gets you to agree to a tiny, easy request, a small yes. Well, now you feel like you have to be consistent, right? So you're way more likely to say yes to a much bigger request later. Then you've got social proof. This one's about external pressure. We're wired to follow the crowd. If we see a bunch of other people doing something, we just assume they know something we don't, and we fall in line. So the defense against both of these is really about hitting the pause button and asking one crucial question. Am I doing this because I genuinely want to? Or am I just on autopilot, feeling obligated because of a past yes, or because it's what everyone else is doing?
Now, we need to talk about one of the most damaging and, frankly, insidious tactics out there: gaslighting. This isn't just a simple trick. It's a form of psychological abuse where the whole point is to systematically make you question your own reality, your own memories, your own sanity. And they do this with some classic awful phrases. They'll just flat out deny something they said. They'll say, "I never said that," and it forces you to question your own memory. Or they'll hurt your feelings and then say, "It was just a joke," which makes you feel like you're the one who's irrational for being upset. You see, gaslighting needs isolation to work. It thrives in the dark. That's why your best defense is to bring it into the light. Talk to a trusted friend, a family member, someone who's outside the situation. Their objective view can be the anchor that helps you find your way back to reality. Okay, this next one is so powerful because it literally gets you addicted. It's called intermittent reinforcement, and it works exactly like a slot machine. The manipulator will give you affection, then pull it away. Then give you just a little breadcrumb of validation at a totally random time. It keeps you hooked, always pulling the lever, hoping for that next little reward. The way to break free from this cycle is to stop playing the game and start being an observer. Forget the words and the promises for a second. Just watch the actions over time. Is there a consistent pattern? Or is the pattern inconsistency? Because if it is, well, that's your answer right there. And finally, let's talk about a tactic you probably encounter, a dozen times before lunch:
the scarcity principle. This is all about weaponizing our FOMO, our deep-seated fear of missing out. The idea is simple. If something seems rare or limited, our brains automatically think it's more valuable.
I mean, you've heard these a million times, right? Limited time offer, only 3 left in stock, sale ends Friday. All these phrases are designed to bypass the logical part of your brain and create this false sense of urgency, pushing you to make a snap decision. And the fix for this is so simple. All you have to do is pause. Just take a breath. Ask yourself, is this urgency real, or is somebody manufacturing it to make me buy something right now? Usually, waiting 24 hours can make all the difference. So when you look at all these different tactics, you start to see a pattern in how to defend yourself, right? It really boils down to this simple 3-step playbook. First, pause. Anytime you feel that pressure, just stop, create a little space. Second, question. Ask yourself, whose interests are really being served here, mine or theirs? And third, verify. Check the facts with a neutral source before you make a move. At the end of the day, all of these tricks work best when you don't know they're happening. By just learning to spot these strings, you're already taking the power back. Awareness is your shield. It's the most important step in making sure that the choices you make are truly your own.